Hello, my name is Irina Anyukhina and I'm from Moscow, Russia, Alrud law firm, and I will brief you a bit about Russian advertising laws developments. We do not have too much changes or amendments to advertising legislation, but we have a regulator who decided to be rather active in certain markets. And one of the markets which is of particular interest to the regulator is the pharmacy. And last year, the regulator audited, let's put it that way, advertising of over-the-counter medicines. And the results of this kind of inspections was rather discouraging. Most pharma industry actually leads in the list of violators of advertising legislation. In 2016, it is among top 2, and in 2017 there is a bit of positive developments among top 4 only. So that's actually led to the decision of the regulator to summarize the most popular, let's say, non-compliances in the area of advertising of over-the-counter medicines, and to issue guidelines, which first time on the Russian market was developed jointly with the Association of International Pharmaceutical Companies and Manufacturers. So this kind of guidelines were approved and adopted jointly by the regulator and the association, and now they are rather helpful in guiding the advertisers how to make the advertisements the most compliant to the requirements of Russian legislation. I will further speak about some cases, precedents, which were revealed as, let's say, top non-compliances in the area of advertising. And one of non-compliances is actually the guaranteed efficiency of the medicine. And I would like to suggest to, if I can do it, to watch a video. How can I do this? Oops. No. Okay, I'm not able to put the video. The video is actually a musical video. It's very popular and very much welcomed by the people, because a very famous Russian singer, rap singer, does the advertising of Tantum Verde, which is one of the popular medicine on the market. When singing in a rhythmic way, the video shows that there are green clouds with the words pain, inflammation, and the Russian singer hits by his elbow and fist, hits those clouds, and the clouds disappear. And he actually sings that if you use Tantum Verde, it will help you to overcome pain and inflammation. When the regulator looked into this advertising, he said, no, this is not allowed. This is a guaranteed efficiency approach. So currently, you do not need to use in your advertising materials such words as kill, protect, because this will be most likely considered as a guaranteed effect of the medicine. Another case relates to persuasion of healthy people to take medicine to overcome some problems. And the case relates to Bayer and their medicine Elevit Pronatal, which is a vitamin mineral complex. And during the advertising campaign, they actually stated that in some cases, healthy women give birth to children with diseases. So it's better to overcome this problems if you start taking this particular medicine. And again, the regulator actually ruled that this is not allowed. This approach is actually is promoting the medicine to healthy people to take them to overcome some very small probability of giving birth to an unhealthy or diseased child. Another case relates to, unfortunately, I'm not able to play the movie. It's very nice. That's about stress. A young lady has lots of issues to handle during her business hours. But when she comes back home after work, she again faces a lot of issues to handle, to take care of the children, to help with lessons, to take care of the husband, to prepare food, things like that. And the video shows how stressful it is to her because she doesn't have not too much time to handle all these issues. At the end of the advertising, there is a statement that stress reduces level of magnesium in your body, which leads to even harder stress. To overcome this, you need to take magnesium B6, which is a sort of decision to all your problems. And you will become more powerful, not only for work, but for your lifetime. And again, this kind of advertising was ruled to be non-compliant because this is like addressing healthy consumers to take this kind of medicine in order to overcome stress, as if this is the only way to do that. There are also cases of unfair comparative advertising. And this is a very interesting case when there was a statement in the advertising campaign that this particular medicine doesn't contain aluminium. And the campaign was also using this sign, red sign in the bottom, when aluminium was sort of banned, as if this is the advantage of this medicine. However, when the regulator looked into this and the regulation around this and the composition of different medicines of the competitors, it turned out that aluminium is not a prohibited substance at all, and it is used in other in the competitors' medicines, which are allowed to be traded in a fair and right way. And this advertising was also not allowed for distribution. E-cigarettes is another phenomenon for the Russian market. Currently, this is a new development, and for in Russia, there are quite a lot of foreign and local producers. They are promoting on the market e-cigarettes. The regulator, however, is, I would say, a bit hesitating about what to do with promotion campaigns and advertising of e-cigarettes. In one case, which relates to a famous producer of e-cigarettes, this advertising was placed as a banner on a premier business consulting, as a banner on the website of the business consulting agency. And this advertising was banned, as if advertising of e-cigarettes is not allowed. However, in another case, when there is a promotion and demonstration of the process of smoking, the regulator was not, however, that firm. They actually took the position that only advertisements where there is a clear demonstration or imitation of smoking e-cigarettes as if they are ordinary, regular cigarettes, this kind of advertising should be banned. But if this is just a demonstration of e-cigarette, this is quite okay. nonetheless, this shouldn't be taken as for granted that if you advertise just the cigarette itself, not the smoke for going out of the cigarette. Because the government in Russia, with the understanding that e-cigarettes are not covered by the existing legislation, they are thinking about introducing amendments to equalize the regulation with respect to advertising of e-cigarettes and ordinary cigarettes. And the last but not the least, provocative and unethical advertising. In Russia, we do not have criteria or some kind of guidelines to identify whether this or that kind of advertising could be considered as such. But there is an interesting case. And the case is the statement that Santa Claus doesn't exist, but the discounts. This slogan was used by a huge construction company in Russia. And what happened? End of September, beginning of November, they put billboards all over Russia with this kind of slogan. And the regulator, of course, and the people, they just filed complaints to the regulator. And there was a good ground for filing this kind of complaints, because a year before, there was a retailer who used the same slogan that Santa Claus doesn't exist. And the regulator banned that kind of advertising, saying that this is unethical. This doesn't this doesn't correspond to the parental approach towards existence of Santa Claus. In this case, however, when the construction company was called to provide explanations, they said, actually, we do not deny existence of Santa Claus. We are saying, actually, that this is November, New Year will come in a few months. Santa Claus is not yet there, but we already offer New Year discounts. And this kind of advertising was cleared. So that's actually everything on Russia. Thank you.